If you're in your 40s, living in Oklahoma like I am, here's part 3 of what I do to keep my family prepared and protected and planning for the future me. You've probably heard this before. It's standard in financial planning. We all need an emergency fund. Oftentimes, people just leave it there. I get it. An emergency fund can be really hard to fund. What you need to do though is every time you get paid, if you haven't started one yet, just put it in a separate bank account that's hard to get to. Maybe you don't have anything tied to that account. Maybe it's harder to get checks out of. Maybe you don't have checks on it at all. Maybe it's at a separate institution. Just keep it at a separate banking account. I like keeping all my money digitally because it's easy to get to. Now that might be what you want. Of course you want it relatively easy to get to. You don't want it too hard because it's an emergency fund, right? We talk about emergency fund. We typically need 3 to 6 months of living expenses for whatever that is for you and your family. I mean, God forbid a tornado tear down the house or something traumatic happen. I really pray for the people in Manfred right now and what they're going through, and I hope they are well protected. But we need to have some resources set aside for the unforeseen. Now, no one wants to park their money and leave it because we have inflation and we feel like we can always capitalize on our money. There's always places to spend money, and we hate to just leave it parked without gaining any interest. And look at it as insurance. Insurance is expensive, and this is a bit of an insurance policy that you're taking out on yourself. It's a bit of a self-insurance policy. So what we do for our family is we keep an online brokerage account with a big provider, and we buy a money market mutual fund. Money market mutual funds are short-term credit of really large corporations, and they're daily liquid. And what that means is I can sell the mutual fund today, as long as it's before 3 o'clock our time, and tomorrow I can get my cash out and transfer it back to my checking account. Now, the good part about keeping it in a money market mutual fund is the yields are about 4%, whereas my checking account or traditional savings might only be less than 1%. So you're really going to maximize on your money and help keep up with inflation and the cost of living by buying a money market mutual fund. Again, it's very safe. It's next to cash. I hate to say this, but in finance, we call it almost risk-free. There are risks associated with that, but again, it's nearly risk-free. They're always designed to stay at $1. So if you buy $10,000 worth of a money market mutual fund, the value of the fund should always stay at $1. It shouldn't move up or down regardless of the markets unless things got super duper bad. If you want to maximize your money a little bit more, consider municipal bond funds. Municipal bond funds are a little bit different, but they offer tax-free yield federally, and if you're buying within the state of Oklahoma, also state income tax-free. But that's a different subject and a different topic, and we'll cover that later. But for now, make sure your emergency fund is covered. If you need help with that, the first 30 minutes are free. Give us a buzz. We'll walk you through it. We'll hop on a Zoom. We'll do whatever you need to do to get you situated. After that, we strictly charge by the hour based on your asset level, and we only take as much time as we need. We try to be super duper efficient. Again, we're probably more fee conscious than you are. If you live in Oklahoma and you're in your 40s and you have kids, stay tuned, and we'll share exactly what we're doing with our children to help ensure they understand the time value of money, ways to park money for their future, and how to get them ahead financially as well as ourselves.